Because isn't his, like,
Oh, he's set.
beef is, like,
Yeah.
same?
Yeah, his is Willem, the guy that set him free from AlphaSoft. You know, the place that you just set off a nuclear bomb. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to deal with it that anyway, because that is too big not to have consequences.
For sure. Setting off a nuclear bomb in a fucking, downtown.
Corpse center.
Vaporized a block, yeah.
Not just that, man. You gotta think.
No.
You're just that. You gotta think your character's like. This robot is obviously been going around and kill people, and then he's just setting off bombs, even though he's making a clean getaway. Don't think a lot of runners would put up with a character like that for very long.
I've been waiting for an excuse to hack him, but yeah.
You would have had it if he's here today, yeah.
For sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he would have done something. I've been like, all right, no, I gotta do something. Brick the robot. I gotta say though, I really dig being a hacker.
Yeah, it's fun when the system isn't fighting against you.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally about to say, is like, if it wasn't so fucking god awful to deal with, I would 100% want to be a hacker and Shadowrun or some shit.
The little bit of Cyberpunk Red I played, the hacker seemed kind of fun as well, because it's I don't know what it is in the other Cyberpunk like 2020, but in Cyberpunk Red it's really like simple.
Oh wow, really? I gotta be honest, I didn't even know there was a Cyberpunk role-playing game until the video game came out.
What?
Actually, no, that's their fault, because that's totally fine, because I've heard of it. I never played it.
Okay, for the layman, it's totally fine. For this guy who played Shadowrun and shit before, that's not fine.
For me, literally, Cyberpunk only existed as like the artwork aesthetic and shit like that, and like the genre. But I didn't realize there was a role playing game other than Shadowrun. To be fair, this was back whenever I only knew a handful of role playing games. Like, to me, there was only Dungeons and Dragons, Shadowrun, and Vampire. The World of Darkness type shit.
Sorry, I don't know I don't know how you knew those ones. You didn't know Cyberpunk. Because when I learned of Shadowrun, it was about the same time I learned of Cyberpunk.
It just and the thing is, like, I would search up, because I like looking at concept art and shit like that, because I think it's cool, and so I would Google Cyberpunk all the time, and just never saw anything from the like Cyberpunk role-playing game. It was usually either just original works, or it was like Shadowrun. Like, I never saw it until the video game came out, and then like a little while after that, I was like, oh shit, there's a role-playing game. Oh my god, it's been around for a while. What?
I don't know why they didn't include like a PDF, like a free rules version of Cyberpunk with the game, because that would have been a huge marketing exposure.
For sure, yeah.
Doesn't have to be the full rulebook, just like a a primer kind of one. I don't know why I didn't. But then I also never understood why Games Workshop in Dawn of War, especially like the second one after they knew it was already a hit, why they didn't include like coupons or something like that for like the models and shit, and more advertising for their other businesses in the same universe. Because if people are eating up the video game for it, surely that's like an obvious way to market and brand your other products.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the logic behind that, but you also, like, some people would just, some people consume the holy hell out of a video game and then,
Yeah, but you only
look
need
at
a
some of the other IP, other stuff from the same IP and be like, it's whatever.
yeah, but you only need a small percentage of them to filter through when it's such a niche thing like RPGs or war games for that to make a big fucking difference.
Yeah,
Because if
fair enough.
1% of people that played Space Marine or Dawn of War or Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever it's called, if 1% of them transfer to the RPG or the board game, that's going to be like doubling the number of people who play the board game or the RPG.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, if like you say the hacking rules for that game is pretty simple. I might have to look more into it. I've looked at some things, but I haven't like really dug deep into it.
Yeah, I did the hacking and I only played the one session, man, but it was really straightforward. I mean, compared to other systems.
Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to other things, I was like, wow, this is like really fucking simple.
Yeah. God, I love Shadowrun. I hate playing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you guys mean, because I was like, wow, this is nuts.
Well, it's just what happens when you don't pay the writers and the people editing and just all this other shit.
It's the same problem a lot of old games, RPGs, board games have, because they have like 30 years of bloat, and they have like endemic design issues that have just never been addressed or updated. But yeah, I mean, getting knocked out in like your first mission and not doing anything the whole time is kind of shit.
Yeah. Or trying to build a character that's like really good at, XYZ and then
Anything.
finding out that you've done something, some minor thing wrong, and suddenly you're like handicapped and crippled and you can't do the thing that you were building your character for. Like,
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the inclination of everyone, myself included, has been to play all your campaigns at street level, and you really need to play it at like prime, so you've got enough points in character creation to make a character that can do stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really, number crunching it and fucking min-maxing it, and then you can eke out being amazingly stupid good at one thing.
Yeah. I would love to play like, a like campaign that goes from like the street and then all the way up to prime and then, end it off with like the big job and type of thing. Because I think that would just be cool and fun to do, but yeah, the rules and everything.
That's also a very long campaign, trying to get people bought in for that long.
Yeah. Especially with how Shadowrun levels up. Good fucking grief.
So let me see here. So XX is not going to be with us today, and he was the one that maxed out his heat, having set off a nuclear bomb.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having set off a nuclear bomb downtown in a Megacorp data center, which is going to set off all kinds of red flags. You guys made your way out to the wasteland. You got paid, although it was kind of sketchy circumstances under which you were getting paid as well.
Can I check as well? 2 seconds. See our loadout. Is it still at the max, or is
your loadout is it's not at the max. It's whatever you were left at the end of the last session, because although you had the payoff, I guess it's still functional until it's like properly wrapped up.
Fuck, I got no loadout whatsoever.
Well, nobody does, because you're supposed to have ended the mission. Now, because he's not here, I'm not going to hit you guys with the results of his heat, because it's supposed to be at him. So, it was going to be really hairy for you. Like, balls out, someone was going to die kind of hairy. But because he's not here, I'm not going to inflict that on you. So, he'll just get hit with that, and hopefully you'll be in a better position when he comes back for that anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I also have addiction, right?
Yes, you will have one addiction.
Okay, I always forget to bring that
Anyone who has refilled their edge so far will have one addiction, because the first one you're just going to get.
Yeah.
And hold a second.
And before we go any further today, I'm going to say, be aware, at the end of this session, your character needs to pay rent. So for Boris, that's going to be 3 creds because he's luxury.
Fuck.
Colin the Mole is comfort, we believe, so that's 2 creds he's got to pay. I know Tia was street level, so hers is only 1 cred.
God, it's such a burden being rich.
I don't
Joke's on you. I'm on street level.
You're street level, so yours is 1 as well,
1
yeah.
cred.
You know when you're on street level, that what's called, you might get people living in your home.
Yeah, so, yeah, obviously street level is like, you know, the gangs rule the apartment blocks and all that kind of stuff, so you're constantly in danger of stuff like kicking off in your downtime and shit like that. But if you haven't really
People
touched on
taking
yet.
your stuff.
But that will be at the end of the session, you'll be due to pay the rent. So I think after you get paid, the not robot person very quickly makes some excuse that he needs to run an errand of some sort, and he kind of disappears off into the wasteland town and tells you guys he'll just catch up with you sometime in the future. He leaves very urgently, and you just get the sense that perhaps it's not a good idea to really hang around here out in the open. So you will take off from the town back into the city, where I wouldn't say it's safer, but maybe you're just more familiar with the surroundings.
Probably.
As soon as you're within like data range of the city again, you start picking up all these emergency bulletins on the news about a terrorist attack downtown that has destroyed AlphaSoft data center. There's all kinds of wild speculation about who could be responsible for this act, what kind of organisations would have it in for them, what kind of terrorists are known to be active at this point in time, and this includes anarchists, the shortists, and any number of other sort of factions which have a problem with the current hierarchy.
I think I'd want to like deep dive and just make sure that they don't have anything that could, like, there's nobody suspecting us at least.
Sure, give me a roll, just have a look through and see what kind of information is relevant.
Just the 1 die.
If you're going to jack in and all that kind of stuff, then that's a deep dive. But if you mean just like a search and you just want to do a cursory search, then 1 die.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of want to do a deep dive. I want to make sure.
But yeah, well then use all your stuff.
Okay, 3 because of my cyber, and which is really fucking risky, I'm realizing.
1 for the roll and then 1 for being jacked in, if that's what you're going to go for.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for cyber. That's a little risky. No, jeez.
Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of kind of momentum behind this part of the story that they're focused on, which is a treasured uprising star in the corporate executive range, Hinata Nowak, who was in the building at the time of its destruction.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
And his father and his family have been put out announcements. They've put out a reward for clues that will lead to the prosecution of who committed this atrocity.
Definitely want to save that information. I'm sure that'll be useful for later.
And because you're deep diving, you come across like a communique that's been made public to the security services for AlphaSoft. It's not clear who it comes from, but it's like from someone out in the wasteland area, which was made shortly before the explosion. And it does include a brief description of everybody in your party.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Told you. We should.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, that Thomas.
We should have
He's
killed
a
him.
creep.
So while it doesn't give names, it does give physical descriptions that matches Mo, Tia, Boris, and Sci-Fi, and XX.
I vote that we go and
it's so done if we ever see
we
him.
go and kill Thomas.
Well, that's more Shy's thing, but the main thing though is that at the very least he seemed to have given our descriptions. So if we could change our looks as the more drastic the change, the better. That'd really help our case here. Keep the security forces off our ass.
The mayor is like on news stations. Yeah, he's giving a press conference already, saying he's assembling an emergency team to investigate this terrorist act. They're going to clamp down. And he mentions, like, the shortest activists that have been active lately. He mentions the explosion that happened out at the recycling plant very recently as perhaps a testing ground for this attack. And he seems very much to be pushing, the idea that it's these political hardliners that are in some way connected to it, even though there's no evidence for that yet.
I think we should implicate Thomas.
No, I don't know if that'd really work as well as we'd hope. Because if he's basically sold our descriptions before the attack, which was probably after we left him and before we started the job, they already knew that we were planning on doing something. So I don't know. I just don't think I mean, he's out in the wasteland. If anything, they're probably not going to hunt him down. They're going to hunt us down. And simply saying, oh, well, this guy paid us to do it, doesn't really help us out.
Yeah, that's true.
Does anybody have heat they want to try and get removed?
I'm dangerously close to filling up mine.
I only have one heat, so
that cybersecurity was no joke. I'm almost a full heat bar. Like just one more thing and my heat comes calling.
What did you say, Glenn?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn.
Where's your heat at just now?
My heat's at 2.
2. Okay, I mean 2's not too bad. You could probably go a
No,
mission.
2 is too much.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, it's up to you. What about you, Tia? Have you got any heat?
I've got 2, but I was just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 1 and I just found...
I would generally say once you hit 3 or more, you definitely want to clear it, but 2,
That's
you
right.
might be okay for a mission. Depending on what you're doing, obviously.
I'm more worried about my harm, because I have 3 harm.
Right, yeah.
My harm's at 3.
Ooh,
That-
My
yeah.
harm's at 1.
Well, if you got 3 harm, potentially if you're up against a very strong opponent, you could be taken out in 1 hit. Because,
That's my concern.
yeah, the strongest ones are going to hit you for 3. Although, if you've got loadout, you would have armor to help negate that, but yes. Okay, so Boris, since you're the one with heat, we'll start with you. Who do you want to reach out to try and remove your heat?
I mean, my initial instinct is to try to clear it myself like I did last time, but I think I might need to distance myself from this as much as possible. So I think I'll try to reach out to, like, another fellow activist.
I have 2 hacktivists, although there's different characters that reached out to them initially. So I don't know if you're sharing those contacts or if you have your own. Because we had Head, who's a shorty hacker, and Hammy, who's the black hat with mob connections.
Probably just throw probably a different one that I think has closer ties to Boris.
Okay, so who's this?
Fuck it, I can't think of any good names. I'll just say Artyom.
And he's obviously a hacker. What's his kind of background? Just briefly.
Probably was a part of a similar group as Boris was. They probably like, you know, joined together and like Boris trying to push more of a, you know, tear down capitalism, you know, tear down the corpos and stuff like that.
Is he just not as good as you?
Yeah, probably like, you know, he's not terrible, but he's not quite as good as me.
Yeah, because he's not going to be living in luxury like you do, and he's not running jobs.
Yeah, no.
I was going to say, I just want to pay my rent now, just to get that out of the way.
Well, I'll just do them all at the same time together at the end.
Oh, right, okay, fine. I might actually just get rid of my one heat, because I just want to get rid of it.
Well,
so...
okay, let me do this one. I'll just go through using like lists that you're on Discord, yeah. Okay, so Boris, you help Artyom. It's like, hey, my brother, how's it going?
The fight goes on. I kind of need some help. The last job we took, unfortunately, we're being labeled as terrorists.
Oh, but it's only a half-truth, eh? Anything for you, my brother. No problem at all. At least you didn't blow up that building downtown, eh?
Well, unfortunately, yeah, that wasn't really the job.
Stop. Don't tell me anymore. And he hangs up the call.
Fuck.
Sci-Fi, who do you want to reach out to restore your heat?
Hilarious, but it's... Jeremy.
He doesn't go by Jerry, just full Jeremy.
Call him that.
And what is it Jeremy does?
He was the one that pitched the idea for a superhero model, life size, and I was the outcome, but botch.
So what kind of role is he in?
Low cells? I don't know.
I'm just trying to see like how he's in a position that he can actually remove heat for you. Does he have access to like records and things like that?
Yeah.
You could say he's like central intelligence or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's like in a corp then?
Yeah.
Yeah, corp worker. Is it for one of the big corps or is it like a smaller one?
I'm gonna say one of the smaller ones.
Okay, sure. We don't need to drill for a name for that just now. So he works for one that isn't affiliated, one of the big four. And maybe that allows him to kind of work under the radar a little bit, which is why he's useful at like, you know, wiping things and getting into archives and stuff like that. Sure, you're going to give Jeremy a call. You have like a call waiting for a little minute before it finally goes through because he's obviously busy at work just now. Oh, hey, Sci-Fi, my friend, how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm in big trouble. I need big help.
Okay, well, what do we have to work with? What are you in trouble for?
Hear what happened on the news?
The terrorist bombing?
Do the math.
I mean, I know you're into the activism and stuff. I didn't realise you were taking it that extreme.
Well, it happened on a whim because
On a whim? There's
what
like
they were
there's
doing.
like hundreds of people who've died.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
Look, Sapphire, I know we're good friends and all, but I can't be involved with something like this. I'm sorry. And he hangs up the call.
Well then.
Can I get my guy then?
Which one?
The guy is called the Boogeyman.
You're not
He's,
gonna. It's not Ed. This is another guy.
This is another guy. Ed is too straight. He's too kind of like to the books in a sense. He wouldn't take something like this on.
Okay.
The Boogeyman would. He's like an assassin guy. So he's like, you know, basically he'll do like the extreme.
Okay, how does that help you remove heat, apart from killing people?
Because he's got like a mob that'll just like get rid of it for me.
So like an assassin's clan
Yeah,
guild type
he'll
deal.
like take care of it.
Okay, so you call it the Boogeyman, and it's just like a black face avatar when you call him up. He's got like a voice modulator, so it's all static sounding, and it's very deep kind of voice that answers. And he doesn't answer by saying hello, he answers with like a question, which is a code that you're supposed to answer, so that he knows it's one of his customers.
I'll just say 19, lucky 19.
And he just asks, what service do you require?
Extreme service.
And who is the target?
The target is what's called the target is Thomas.
I'll need more details than Thomas.
He was the one that connected us to that news report.
I'll need more details than that. Who is Thomas? Where is he?
He's from the wasteland. He has information. I want that information wiped. You don't have to kill him. You just have to have the information wiped on.
You said you said you need the extreme service that is killing.
Well, you know, give him the option.
Okay, it'll be 4 creds for the job.
Right. Can I just like talk to my colleagues? Right. This guy's gonna do it for 4 creds. Is everyone just gonna put a cred in each?
Okay.
How much?
It's 4 creds, but I know there's like, if we all just put a cred in each, I'll put 2 creds if actually we've all, yeah, there's 4 of us, so if we put a cred in each, it gets it wiped.
Yeah, I'll pitch in a credit.
How about you, Boris?
He's BRB.
Take it he's gonna pitch in a cred.
I mean,
Yeah.
he might. He's got a lot of stuff to pay for.
Are you pitching in the creds? Are you pitching in the cred to get rid of the heat?
Well, this is.
We've got the Boogeyman who's he's like an assassin, who's gonna speak to like Thomas, and like he's gonna remove the heat from us for 4 cred. So if we all put in a cred in each,
It's gonna take care of all of our heat.
Well, he's gonna kill Thomas for her.
he's gonna kill Thomas.
Don't really know if that's gonna help our heat, but it'll okay.
But it'll help our libido.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, or you could take
Yeah,
Thomas out
exactly.
yourself.
I mean,
Well,
I
I
was
think
I
if
was
I
thinking of
figure,
just. That's what I figured was the logical next step.
I'm on a timer here, Boris. Are you in? It's a cred.
All right, I give her the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure, I'll sacrifice a cred.
Okay, and Tia, you said you're sacrificing a cred as well, aren't you? You always want to get rid of Thomas anyway. What, you know? Tia?
I've already pitched in. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So that's us. Yeah, 4 creds, fine. I'm like, yeah, 4 creds.
Okay, 2 creds now. 2 creds when the job's done, and it clicks off the call.
Okay.
But you don't want to do anything about your heat.
Well, it's just setting up to 1 heat, so it's like.
Okay, Tia, did you want to... You didn't want to do anything about your heat, 'cause you're only 2, right?
Correct.
You had harm you wanted to get healed, yeah?
My harm is a problem, though. Yes.
Are you going to see the good doctor?
Yeah. the mutilator, whatever he is.
Meets.
Dr. Meats with a Z.
I looked up the name of the assistant on a past episode. It was Sally. That's her actual name. Or the name she was given at first anyway.
Right on.
Yeah, you just get down to Meets, and this time there is already a queue of people out of the door with various visible ailments and injuries. You can see they've got like makeshift slings and bandages over their heads and stuff like that. There's one guy lying out on a stretcher on the ground, and other people are just kind of like walking over him. Sally is standing at the front door, just smoking a cigarette and keeping an eye on everyone with a pistol in her hand. And occasionally one person will leave the surgery and she will wave the next one in. So beside Tia, who else has harm they need to get healed?
I mean, I have 2.
I still do.
I have 1. Do you think 1 is fine?
1 should be fine.
I need a medic.
Sorry.
Okay, so Sci-Fi and Tia at least. So yeah, I mean, do you guys want to just like stand in the queue and wait your turn?
Yeah.
It is a hot, sunny day, so it is not all that comfortable standing outside with your various burdens and whatever injuries you've sustained. The guy in front of you kind of like is lurching to one side when you arrive, and by the time he gets to the front of the queue, he just sort of like collapses to his knees on the ground. Sally walks over to him and kind of like nudges him with the gun, and she's like, hey buddy, and he seems unresponsive. She takes her other hand and whistles, and 2 little short guys come around the corner with the stretcher and pick him up and slop him to the stretcher unceremoniously, and then take him around back, and then you can just hear the sound of like a dumpster being opened and something like falling in amongst all the trash. One person comes limping out of the surgery, and Sally points to you 2 and says, okay, I guess you guys are next.
Okay.
You just go inside, there's like 2 people sat on a bench, sort of leaning against each other, completely just like out of it. The doc is covered head to toe in blood. The surgery chair that he has he's just like pouring a bucket of water over it and washing all this blood off of it as it runs down the gutter in the side. There's like flies buzzing around everywhere. And he looks over the 2 of you. Oh, you 2 don't look so bad. How's your hacker friend? Is he still ticking along?
Bad.
Oh, he's not started bleeding from his anus, has he?
I don't think it's any worse than it usually is.
Alright, well it doesn't sound too bad. Why don't you two take a seat here and we'll get a look at you. You step over and there's like a bucket, which probably used to be ice, but it's all melted. And there's like floppy, fleshy things kind of just like splashing around in there. Of an indeterminate nature of what they are. He comes up to you, the both of you, and puts his hand in his pocket and pulls out a pair of lollipops, which do not have wrappers on them. Says, lollipop?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Ah, very well then. He pops them both in his mouth. And it sucks on them like once or twice and then puts them back in his pocket. Okay, so he gives you both like a scan over and prod you. He goes like he's going to inject you at one point, but then he sort of stops himself and then puts the injection gun away. Yes, we can probably just give you some stimulants and pack you on your way. Yes, if you just pay Sally on your way out and just jabs you both with some stimulants and painkillers. It gives you some like ointment for your ointment cream for your burns. Yes, and you can just pay your 2 creds and get your harm healed to 0.
Okay.
Boris, did you want to get harm healed, or are you going to just stick with what you got?
I think I'm gonna try to, I think I'm just gonna hold off for now. I'm
Soldier on.
more scared. I'm more scared about my heat and my edge.
Okay, so are you coming in here to get your edge reduced?
Yeah, if I can't reduce heat, I might as well not go Cyber Psycho while I'm at it.
Yeah, you're walking after them, and the doc turns around, and he looks genuinely like pleased. And I don't know if you can see, but behind you, Sally kind of leans in the door and gives the doc the thumbs up when you enter. Like, Boris, wasn't it? I see you're still standing. Good, good, good. How are you feeling today? You look a little peachy.
Yeah, I could use some more stims for the edge.
Yes, you look like you've got a bit too much blood in you as well. We should probably remove some of that.
I don't know if that's strictly true.
Like nonsense, he just like jabs you in the arm and starts like drawing blood. Takes like half a pint out of you and just like one.
Jesus.
Oh, don't worry, there's coffee over there, and he points to this really scabby, grimy looking coffee mug.
That's now starting to be blurry because just sucked a whole bunch of blood real quick.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you take a seat? And he just like pushes you down, and you're sat next to the two that are sloped on the bench, and you yourself feel a bit kind of like dizzy woozy. He just starts rummaging around in the pockets of the person sat next to you, and he pulls out one of the stabilizers, and he just puts it very gingerly in the middle of your hand. Because I think you'll be very pleased, that's 100% genuine stabilizers.
Doctor, you wouldn't be lying to me now, would you?
He's one human eye kind of looks to the left over at Sally, and then looks back at you. He's like, no, why would you be saying such a thing?
No idea, and I jab myself.
Yeah, that would reduce your edge to 0.
But does that bump up addiction as well, or no?
Yeah, so you roll a dice. If it's higher than 1, then your addiction will go up. There you go.
Fucking hell.
Addiction 2. Does anyone else have edge they want to reduce? No? Okay, good. Yes, after that, the doc kind of gives you a second, like literally just a second to recover, and then he hoists you up with his mechandrites, and he'll slaps you on the ass, and he points over at Sci-Fi and Tia. He's like, okay, well, off you go. I have a busy day ahead of me here. And then you see Sally pop her head in, and she's like shaking her head like, no. And he's like, oh, it looks like my schedule's cleared up. Great, I have the afternoon off. As you step outside the building, you can just see the last remaining people in the queue have like fallen to the ground and are being rolled over into body bags and taken away.
Jesus Christ.
As you're leaving, Sally's just like, yeah, that explosion downtown really boosted business today.
At least someone was happy about it.
And with that, I'm down to my last 3 credits, which I need for rent.
Yes, after a little more kind of asking around, it becomes apparent that nobody is really willing to take on removing the heat associated with this particular bombing. If you want to try and get that heat removed for everyone, you're probably going to have to do it yourselves.
Yeah.
But with Thomas, if they get Thomas, then does that not take a bit of heat away?
No, because Thomas already gave the security forces our descriptions. They're going to be after us.
Yeah, it stops Thomas giving them any more help. Because you
it stops Thomas from giving names, but...
But to remove your like existing heat, you will need to probably break into wherever this investigation group is being organised by the mayor and tamper with the evidence to indicate someone else.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, is our loadout clear at this point, or are we
Well,
still
if you want to take that on as your like mission, your loadout will refresh for it. Otherwise, you're going to have to hit someone up and try to find work. If anyone will work with you at the moment.
Well, I think maybe we just refresh it and take this on as our mission. What does everyone say?
Yeah, I mean, I am literally one dot away from getting my heat called down on me, which, unlike XX's heat, that I'm here, so that'll affect everyone.
Need to be really careful about what you use your eggs.
Yeah. So I think it's a good idea. It's in our best interest to clear the heat. But if something goes wrong, my heat bar is probably gonna get full real quick. So it's kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. But my vote is, yeah, we probably need to get our faces out of the system.
I think especially because you're the hacker as well, like, we kind of rely on you, so, like, I think it's in all our best interest to, like, do that. So.
Yeah, you think that?
What does everyone else think?
Obviously, this would apply to everyone, so if you were to do this mission, you would remove everybody's heat.
Plus, we do have fresh loadout now, don't we? If we do this mission.
Yeah, it would be a new mission, so you would get a fresh loadout after you've done the intel and stuff.
Okay. So what do you think, Tia?
I can't hear you, Shy, if you were saying anything. I see you lighting up, I don't hear you.
I kind of got conflicted on how much harm I got lost.
Sorry, I got muted.
You got all your harm back, Glenn, so you're back at 0. It just cost you 2 credits to do so.
I'm definitely on board.
Cool.
Presumably, a an elite security investigation team hired by the mayor's office is going to have other stuff that may be valuable, and you could get some cash out of it as well.
Sci-fi as well. Are you cool in this?
What's up?
Yeah, on board. Are you on board as well to get the heat removed?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we're going forward. Boris.
Okay, so the first stage is gathering intel about this investigation unit. So, what moves do you want to make? Who do you want to reach out to try and gather info about it?
Probably do my usual song and dance and try to do a deep dive search on them.
I'm assuming this is one without using your gear. Your cyber.
Yeah.
Okay, so just do this.
For the best.
Okay. You find out that they are primarily composed or being recruited from AlphaSoft's own security force. And that it includes one of their lead anti-hacker spiders, a person known by the name Vadim.
Fucking figures.
So they've been recruited by the mayor to investigate this. You haven't got like the details of their full directives, but you do get an address of where they're operating out of, as well as a location in cyberspace where they will be like launching investigations from for the cyberspace sphere. Yeah, so you know that one of their lead guys is going to be Vadim and where they're operating out of. You just don't know the finer details of their operation.
Okay, fair enough. I'll of course relay that to the team. I at least know where we can hit them, and I know at least one of the guys on the team. Which is to say, it's not looking good.
Anyone else got someone they want to reach out to, or somewhere they want to reach out to for intel?
Nah.
I mean, he's got a location as infiltrator. You could do like scouting and stuff.
I mean, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm gonna start scouting.
Okay, so what kind of information are you looking for?
Thing that makes the job easy. I mean,
So you're looking for like ways into the building? You're looking for like staff patterns and schedules? Are you looking for a person that might have knowledge about what's going on inside? Like, what's the sort of form of your infiltration?
I like the one when you said patterns.
Right, okay, so watching the staff patterns, seeing when they go in and out, who they're going in and out, the security procedures, and the schedules, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of surveillance, so you probably take a day or two kind of doing that. Okay, do you want to give me a roll for that then? You'll have your 1 dice and then whatever cyberware you want to use.
Thin skin, so.
Okay, if you're using Sense Skin, you'll have 2 dice then. So the 5 will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so they're operating out of one of the mayor's offices on one of the lower floors of one of the government buildings, where it's kind of been hastily arranged. There's not a lot of exterior security because obviously they're not expecting anyone to be making a hit against a government building like this, but it's been hastily arranged. They've not arranged all the security. You see the AlphaSoft guys that are coming in. They seem to be more kind of like maintenance and equipment sort of staff that are bringing in stuff and fitting up consoles and stuff like that. The building itself has like catering staff that comes in at regular hours as well as cleaning staff. And then there's the regular office workers that are coming in sort of like 9 till 7. Yes, and then you probably can identify a nearby bar where they'll kind of like a lot of the workers congregate and go for drinks and stuff like that on their lunch hour and then after hours. And you'll get a rough idea of the schedules that they're on. You won't get like finer details about actual names and security levels though. What about Mo or Tia? Is there any intel you just want to try and gather?
I was gonna see if there was like looking at like the entrances to see what the best entrance is.
So I mean, being the techie, are you wanting to look for like hardware that controls entrances, like door locks and alarms and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you going about that?
Probably just probably what I might do actually I might get Sam the Can to get us like IDs in.
Well, that'd be part of like the plan, but this is just like gathering information. But if you want to get Sam to get you like schematics or something like that, and then you could study them as a techie and use that to determine the intelligence.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's gonna cost me, I don't know.
No, I mean the intel shouldn't usually cost you unless it's like, you know, the best way in kind of thing.
I'm just gonna phone Sam the Can.
Yeah. Phone up Sam. How can I help you? You know, what can I do for you?
Hey buddy, can I get what's called schematics on the, what was that place called again?
You give them the address, the government Bears building, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure, I can get hold of that. That's nothing unusual. That's one of my more popular pieces of information people want. Okay, so he'll send you over the schematics, and it's all these like 3D holographic diagrams you can look through for how things were installed and what security systems have and stuff like that. Do you want to roll a dice for me? Just one since you're the techie. I don't know if you want to use Cyberware.
Yeah, I'll use Noodle.
Okay, so if you've only got €1, just one more dice. You will take edge for that, but you can see like the layout of the doors. You can see that there is an alarm system. There is like security cameras, but you don't know, you know, how much of this has been customized or changed or done in secret since the plans were made. So you've just got like a rudimentary kind of outline of the typical security mechanisms in place for the building itself. So you don't uncover, you're not going to cover anything like special or especially helpful.
Well, that's great.
And Tia, is there any intel you want to do? Which is kind of more your thing as the face anyway.
I could get in touch with Jessie again. See if she knows anything.
Okay, give me a dice roll. See how much she knows. One for your roll, and then however many for BioWare or Cyberware you're going to use.
All I have is ears, which I don't think is really going to help in this.
I mean, if you were doing something like hanging around the bar where the workers work and listening, your ears would come into it.
Yeah. No, just I'll use the one.
Okay. I think with such a large number of employees and stuff, Jessie probably has a fair chance of having a couple of customers that go in there. She knows the bar where they all go for drinks, and sometimes she's going down there and dropping coke and stuff like that for some of them.
Right.
Yeah, so she has the potential of, like, you know, getting you the names of a couple of workers, sort of low-level ones that are in there, probably like admin staff or something.
So I'll call her and ask her if she knows anybody, if she can give us any names of anybody that might, anyone of interest to us.
Yeah, one of the head administrative staff, whose name's Aisha. Aisha Headstrong. She works there. She has a bit of a habit, because she says she has a very stressful job, dealing with a lot of requests from the higher ups and trying to liaisons with the workers lower down to get reports and stuff like that put together. So yeah, I mean, she could put you in contact with her, and that she works in there, and you know, she knows the layout of the building and the procedures to get in and out.
Right, protocols. That was Aisha Headstrong?
Yeah. So you have some intel if you want to figure out what your plan is.
I'm gonna contact Sam the can and see if we can get like any what's called IDs to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you have contacts that can get you stuff like that you need to do jobs. So once you decide on, kind of what the plan is, we just roll to see how well that went. And what kind of position it puts you in when things kick off. So I mean, it's just assumed that you do have these kind of contacts and you'll be able to reach out to them and get generally what you need. Because otherwise you wouldn't be doing what you do. You just have to decide on kind of what your approach is going to be and what the general plan is.
I think we should go in as maintenance staff.
I mean, it would help us get in there, but...
Yeah, is it going to give us access to the places that we need?
Yeah, but if we can give it, like, sometimes, like, yeah, our inspectors or something like that.
We're from HQ.
We'd need to have, like, an airtight alibi, though. Otherwise, they're gonna sniff us out.
Plus, we're gonna have to have, like, quite good disguises as well, because if Thomas has ratted us out, then, we're gonna have to have like a sort of disguise, because they'll might know what we look like.
Yeah, but let's work on like an alibi first, and then we can settle the disguises and things like that. Because like I said, if we show them a faulty pass and there's something that doesn't add up, and they call HQ to double check, which they probably will.
Yeah.
Because this is way more secure than just some corporate thing. This is kind of a government, or like a security force. Like,
is there any chance that like we can see if there's like, usually these sort of government organizations have like third-party organizations, so can we not like see if they're, what organizations that they're hiring to do stuff? Can you do like a sort of dive on that to see?
Well, Sci-Fi found there's a cleaning company, a maintenance company, and a catering company that works there. It'll be like an agency that the staff's from.
Yeah, well, we don't have to all be from like maintenance. Like some of us could be like catering.
Okay, yeah.
To have like just split it 2 and 2. Like probably me and Boris will be like the maintenance one, and like Sci-Fi and Tia could be the catering one.
Sure.
And if we just don't go in at the same point, like maybe, because if we all go in at the same time, it could be a bit dodgy. Maybe just like 2 at a time, just go in.
Yeah.
So you're thinking just disguise and just get into the building that way?
Yeah.
I think so.
No fancy skylights or underground tunnels or anything like that?
No. I think as well, could Sci-Fi find a list of people that work and that do the catering and the maintenance, so that we have names?
I could potentially fix that for us. Just falsify some records and background checks and shit like that.
Clone and spiff some stuff from the company to give you his IDs and whatnot. Yeah, that would all come into like engagement to see like when that starts to unfold. I mean, unless you want to do a roll beforehand to try and give you extra dice for the engagement for that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, so your 2 dice plus Sci-Fi is giving you a 3rd dice because he's got the name of the company and stuff.
So I roll 1?
Yes, you can roll 1, he can roll 2.
Okay. Oh shit!
Just as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
buddy.
goodness
Wow.
for sci-fi.
Imagine
Yeah.
Boris is like sweating because of the heat on him, and you're just way too cautious and not wanting to risk getting caught going into any of the hoster systems.
Yeah, man. Because
Sci-fi meanwhile just kind of like slinks into the building in the afternoon and just like picks up a hard disk or a solid state disk out of one of the computers and just like brings it outside with all the details.
fucking bless you, child. Okay. Well, there we go. We have our alibi.
So this would be a deception plan, I guess,
Yes.
because you're not really going in on scene. You're just kind of like tricking them about who you are.
Yeah.
And the method deception is primarily this register that you're spoofing.
Yeah.
Is this bold? I think this is kind of bold.
I mean, we're literally attacking the people that are hunting us down.
It's not overly complex, it's pretty simple. Explosive vulnerability, I suppose maybe. One,
I mean,
2, 3, because you got your contact as well. It's not actually hard to target because although they're recruiting from AlphaSoft, it's not actually a corporate operation. Okay, so somebody can make the engagement roll. It's going to be 3 dice. And what loadouts are you taking?
I gotta go heavy for all my programs.
I'll go standard.
I'll go standard as well.
What loadout you going sci-fi? Do you want light, standard, or
Heavy.
Heavy with 6.
Going real heavy.
So you guys going heavy, you know that makes you both more kind of noticeable.
So yeah, I stand corrected. Actually, no. It would be a good idea if I went a
You
little
should go
lighter.
standard because it's only 5. When you think about
Yeah.
5, you only get 1 more if you go heavy.
Well, if you go light, you only get 3, but you're quicker and quieter and more likely to
Yeah.
blend in.
Okay, so I have an idea. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I'm sorry. If I can change it, or
No,
going
that's fine. We haven't done it yet. No,
Standard doesn't.
yeah, but he's the infiltrator. He wants to be light.
yeah.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, it's actually better for him. For me, though, it makes sense for me, especially since I'm, pretending to be technicians. For
Yeah.
repair.
Standard,
So you
standard you said wasn't, you don't go slow though with
no standard is just normal, but you're not exceptionally
Yeah.
sneaky. Do you know what I mean? You don't stand out,
Okay.
but you're not exceptionally sneaky either. So if he's going to be an infiltrator and his whole thing is being sneaky, he probably wants to be light if he can.
Yeah.
And it means you've got one person who's like front center anytime you need to like try to sneak in somewhere.
Which is very
That's very
valuable.
true.
Yeah, so you guys can choose who makes the roll. It's going to be 3 dice.
I don't know. I don't trust my dice.
I've not been rolling great, so I can
Sci-Fi's
trust
rolled
you guys.
great last time, so I think he should roll again.
Yeah, you roll
No.
again.
Bad luck.
Do it, pussy.
So yeah, just roll 1 die.
3.
Please.
Greater chance of success. Oh God.
4.
What'd you roll, man?
You said roll.
Where have I written the results for this? Ah, here we are. Okay, mixed results. You're in a risky position when the action starts. Okay, so you guys said you're going in separate 2 and 2, yeah?
Yeah.
So who's sci-fi is with Tia, correct?
Yes.
And you guys are going in as what, the cleaners, the catering?
They're going for as the catering.
So sci-fi and Tia, you guys are going in as catering. You're the face, you're the infiltrator. This is your shit. This is what you're made for. You just go in there, you present your IDs. It takes a little bit for it to scan, and Boris is like flicking through the register that he's spoofing as it's getting checked and just like adding in your details and names. And then there's a little delay, and then it just pings green, and both of you are let into the building. You're directed down to the cafeteria area, and where the person, is inquiring, are you guys new here today or whatever, and then just gives you your tasks for cleaning up tabletops and hand preparing food for the lunchtime service.
Right.
However, Boris and Colin, yous are coming in as what, maintenance?
Yes.
Yeah, maintenance.
Alright, yous walk in, and you've got your big carry case, and imagine Boris, because you're going in heavy. And you set down your IDs for them, and they start running through the register. Colin's comes up green, but Boris, yours flags up orange. And the guy's kind of like looking at you. What did you say your name was again?
Anatoly? I'm sure there must be some sort of mistake.
Your colleague here, you can go. You might want to wait there in the hall for him. Mr. Anatoly, do you want to come with me for a second? I think one of our security staff would like to have just to check this over with you.
Just sure, right away. Is something wrong, or because I know sometimes the machines tend to glitch out.
Oh, well, I mean, being maintenance, you would know all about that, I suppose. No, they just want to, it's just something we need to double check here, just to make sure everything's in order. And he, opens up this little side room that's this solid metal door that slides open. And motions for you to step inside. You can see just, a single table and chair inside.
Okay, yeah, I'll sit down.
Our
Quickly
staff,
try to.
Yeah, he goes, staff will be with you in 1 second. He presses a button and the door just shuts.
Fantastic. I'm pretty sure there's probably a camera or microphone or something observing me in here, right?
Probably, but if there is, it's not obvious. Colin, the staff member comes over to you when you're standing in the hall and says, your partner may be a minute. If you have duties to attend to, I suggest you get to them.
Yeah, we kind of work together as a team, so I'm kind of a wee bit.
Oh, so have you worked together for long?
Yes, we've worked together for long time.
Interesting. He waves over a normal-looking kind of security guard, just like city security. He's like, Mr. Daniels, would you mind accompanying the maintenance worker here, just to make sure they get to where they need to go to? And the guy's just like a cop, just kind of nods his head. Yes, sir. Come, where does it you need to go?
And then I just point to there's a because I got the floor plan. I just point to the sort of maintenance room.
Yes, the cop is going to escort you to that maintenance room. You can see a couple of staff that are in there with server banks and stuff, tweaking them. One's got a broken console. And the security guard just stands outside the door as you go inside.
Okay, this is great. Okay.
I'm assuming as well you've all got comms, you can speak to each other at any point.
Probably. Seems reasonable enough.
Yeah, Boris, you're sitting there for a good 15 minutes before a guy in a sort of very tight looking red blazer, dark wine red, kind of comes in with a very thin, dark moustache. Comes in, he's got a sheet of papers, which is kind of odd for this day and age anyway, and sits down across from you and just flexes his fingers and his leather gloves. He looks at you for a minute and then just looks down his papers and starts shuffling them, doesn't say anything. It's a long, awkward pause. No, you just keep quiet.
Oh, I'm just gonna
Not
say
you.
Okay.
Not you, Boris.
Yeah, no, Boris is being silent.
I've got my comms. I've got my comms on so that he can hear everything that's being said.
Sure. And so the guy puts the papers down, spreads them out neatly in front of him, and he looks you dead in the eye, Boris. Anatoly, yes?
Since the day I was born.
And which day was that, Anatoly?
I recite whatever probably bogus number I put down.
Well, that is what it says here in your readout. So how long have you worked in the maintenance sector, Anatoly?
Couple months.
Don't suppose you've ever seen this person before, and he like pushes a picture in front of you, and it's clearly like your face taken from an angle as you're like looking into a monitor.
No, don't recall seeing that person.
You see the resemblance though, yes?
For sure, but you know, his nose is kind of crooked.
Ah, well, he's quite an ugly looking fellow, I'll give you that. So where exactly did you do your training for this position, Anatoly?
I looked this up for him and like took him.
Can I, just from my cyberware, attempt to hack him, or if it did, like, do I register like any sort of cyberware implants or anything like that this guy has?
No obvious, but it'd be very unusual if he didn't have anything.
I think I'm going to, like, while just continuing to bullshit, I'm going to try to as stealthily as I can, which is debatable at this point, try to see what I can mess with, and if there's something potentially useful here, I'll try to mess with it.
If that's what you want to do. You have your custom program for free every time, mind.
Okay, yeah.
As well as your loadout.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to.
Well, if you're hacking,
I don't even know really what he's got on him to hack. So.
Well, I mean, you would just reach out and just go for whatever you find, right?
Probably. Yeah. I'll just reach out and grab mess with the first thing I see, I guess. Kind of a desperate play here. Try to break in and break whatever he's got.
Before you roll that, Boris, you're in like the maintenance room. You can see that there's access to like power conduits and telecommunication cables and stuff like that. All of that's kind of routed through here, so they can check on the operation of everything that's working in the building machine-wise. The guard is standing there outside the door, but you're in the room with two other technicians who work there, and they're just kind of looking at you kind of oddly, but they've got stuff to do and they just get on with doing their repairs and
I
checks.
just kind of say, oh, I'm sure, blah blah, and then I'm just like, I'm quite new, so yeah.
They just like, sure. Do you need anything?
Do you know what? I could really go a coffee. Do they have like coffee here?
Yeah, sure. There's a coffee machine down the hall.
Okay. Do you want to come with me and direct me to the coffee machine?
It's literally just down the hall, buddy.
It would be nice if you could direct me to the coffee machine.
That guard is with you. I'm sure he can take you there, but it's just literally down the hall on the right.
Yeah, sure. I'll just go and get the coffee.
Okay, so you
You
leave
want
the
a cup
room.
of coffee?
Yeah, sure, if you're offering.
Yeah. Provide the security guard a cup of coffee.
Okay, so he walks along with you. You can see that he's got like a taser on his belt and a baton on the other side.
Do you want some chocolate too? I got a hankering for some chocolate.
Yeah, maybe later, not while I'm on duty.
Oh, come on. Chocolate caramels. Mmm.
Licks his lips a little and he's like, yeah, okay, maybe just one.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you decide to go for a coffee with the guard, I guess. Sci-Fi and Tia using the cafeteria, canteen area. What do you want to do from there?
Right. Well, where do we need to be?
To the cafeteria?
Yes, because you were the catering staff.
I was gonna say I asked the security guard if we can sit in the canteen for a moment, because I just feel I just need to get my ear back and I just need my chocolate and my coffee.
Sure, I mean, he may be thinking you short, fat bastard, but okay. I mean, he's just there to escort you wherever you need to go, so he'll just follow you wherever you want to go.
And then I sort of hover Tia over. I just ask her about hot rolls. Like, is there any hot rolls going? You got hot rolls?
I'll just give him kind of a weird look. Hot rolls.
Hot rolls. Winking at her to kind of go like that. Put on the charm. I know that hot rolls are quite a charmer.
I'm sure we could find some hot rolls. Would you like some hot rolls, sir?
Security guard's looking at it like, this early? No, I'm good.
I mean, we could do a bacon sandwich or something.
I guess no, I'm okay. I had breakfast before I came in. Thanks, though.
I think she's got a crush on you.
He just looks at you,
nudging the security guy.
He just looks at you, Colin, and he's just like, do you have a job you need to get to?
Yeah, in a moment. I'm just finishing my coffee here.
Alright, well, I'm sure you're not getting paid to dilly-dally like this. Okay.
Well, if you decide you want anything, you just give me a holler, alright?
Her saying hot rolls pheromones to get him to sit down for a while I go. I'm need a distraction here so that I can get out of the canteen so that I can then go to do some work to try and get rid of this thing.
No. What about you, Sci-Fi? What do you want to do? You can see the two of them kind of struggling with the security guard at one side of the canteen.
I am so worried about doing anything, making the wrong move.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you could sneak off and just leave them to it if you want.
It's a risky situation no matter what.
Exactly.
So you might as well do something.
Alright, while they're doing that, I'm just gonna try to sneak away. But I'm not gonna because I'm just slowly just gonna walk away.
Yeah, I don't think we need a rule for that. You're just everybody thinks you're a staff there and you've got something to do, so you just walk out of the cafeteria and you find yourself in the corridor. There's staff, going to their positions. There's people getting drinks and stuff from the machine. There's people kind of having, just talking in the hallway. There's offices. There's an elevator. There's stairways. So, what would you like to do? Why are you making a noise there?
I'm making that noise to say I'm oh, I think I've got a bit of lactose intolerant from the
What?
Making fart noises with her mouth and be like, oh yeah, no, sorry, it's my stomach.
Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but could you perhaps go elsewhere just so you're not putting people off their food?
Yeah, I'll leave as soon as this gentleman's done with his coffee.
So, I think I'm gonna go to the toilet, but it's gonna be quite stinky in there. So,
Right, look, I mean, whatever you gotta do is your business, buddy. But I'll be waiting for you outside the men's room.
Okay.
What is going on?
Right. So, I'm in the men's room. Is there any vents?
There will be a ventilation above each cubicle, yes, because obviously.
Okay, so I want to like climb into the vent.
Like, don't ask me, I don't know.
No, what I want to do is let off one of my
Farts.
what's called drones. No, my drones.
Okay, drone to do what?
So I want my drone to what's called basically I want my drone to set off one of the like main alarms.
A fire alarm or what?
Should it be a fire alarm? Yeah, let's make it a fire alarm.
Okay. I mean, you don't need to pull out a drone to do that. You could pull out a lighter and do that, probably.
Yeah, I'll just pull out the lighter to do that.
Okay, you got a lighter or something that will do a flame that you can hold up to the sprinkler and sensor.
That seems like a very bad idea under the current situation.
No, okay. I don't do that.
No, I want action, so something's got to happen here, right? You pull out your lighter and you're going to set off the fire alarm.
I don't want to set off the fire alarm.
I like a fire bow.
I want to...
I'm going to leave you in the bathroom for now, okay? Sci-Fi has slipped out of the canteen. Tia is still in the canteen wiping down tables now that everybody else has left. So what does Tia like to do?
So is that the guard's waiting outside the men's?
Yes, it's left with Colin.
I suppose I'll go out and just strike up a conversation with him, maybe just to keep him distracted so he doesn't hear what's going on in...
Right, okay. So you're going to aid her and you're going to climb into the vent, is that right, Colin?
Yes, I'm going to climb into the vent.
So Tia is giving you 1 dice to roll because you're not an infiltrator. So roll 1 dice. Yeah, you clamber up. There's a little bit of noise as you open up the ventilation shaft and you hump yourself up there because remembering you're short. And the guard kind of like turns for a second as if he hears something, but Tia, you're grabbing his attention. Maybe
oh, I'm tripped, so... oh, I seem to have got something in my throat. I'm so sorry.
Colin, you're going to take 1 heat. But you get into the ventilation shaft. And as you climb into the ventilation shaft, you can overhear like voices all along this ventilation shaft coming from the various rooms that it opens into.
Right, I've got my comms on, so I like whisper, what should I do? I'm in the shaft. I'm in the ventilator shaft. What should I do?
Well, I'm going to cut back to Boris. Boris, you want to roll your dice for reaching into this guy's cyberware.
Yeah, and I'll use my cyberware this time. So,
are you using anything from your loadout or your custom program, or do you want to save custom program until you know what you're doing?
Yes, yeah, I'll use my custom program.
Okay, so then you have 5 dice?
Yeah. Surely one of these will be good, right?
So that's edge, definitely. But it's a full success. Yeah, he's like giving you sort of probing questions, just like very obvious ones to look for like slip-ups. And as he does that, you're just kind of leaning back and letting the back half of your mind, your cyberware in the back of your brain do the work. You reach out through the cyberspace between you both and you can detect like a number of implants. He's got some behind his eyes, he's got neural implants in his brain, and he's got like a communications array in there as well. Ooh, you can see he has like developed senses in his olfactory, so his nose. And also with his ears. So his senses have been like heightened.
Okay. So I've got some options here. Okay.
You probably also hear Mole fumbling about in the vents far above as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I do something that basically opens that door that he's in?
I would.
No.
But that's not safe just now.
Well, I would have
No,
suggested you could have done that from the maintenance room that you were in initially, but yes, but not probably not from here in the vents.
No, Ed. To be fair, it's not needed. I'm gonna try to hack his comms implant, and I'm going to. Fuck, it's so risky. I'm gonna try to fabricate, try to spoof a call from like HQ and basically say like, hold on, we just got, Vadim just got a lead somewhere. It turns out this is the wrong guy.
So, I mean, you're also in communication with your team if you want them to do the risky stuff, so that you're not risking that last heat. Since they all now have free roam of the building at the moment.
I really don't know what to do. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to the team like, hey guys, this guy pretty much has my face here. So far, I'm giving him some bullshit answers, but I'm pretty sure like if I don't get out of here, this whole thing's gonna get screwed. Like but I need this guy to either not be hounding me or be taken out.
Can I hack a system and say like wanted and like have it as like Boris but a different face that's on it? Like the image has a different face.
That's kind of what we're.
How do you propose to do that though?
Can I make a call to someone to do that? Like a hacker, Ed the hacker?
Oh, you mean like your hacker that you have with you on this mission?
Yeah.
The guy that's in the interrogation room right now that can't do anything because he's almost maxed out his heat. The whole reason you're here.
What about can I not get like outside help as an Ed to do that for me? He's a hacker.
It would be extremely difficult for him to do something like that specifically for you in this building at this time.
Is there anybody else out in the hall with the guy who's guarding?
Yeah, there'll be people coming and going between offices and going to the bathroom, obviously. I think at this point the security guard is probably like, excuse me a minute, I need to go check on this guy, and opens the bathroom door. So what do you do, Tia?
I was just thinking maybe I could bum rush him and like sedate him in the bathroom.
Great, finally somebody to do something. Yes, so he goes to open the bathroom door and you bum rush him, pushing him in from behind and doing what?
I push him into a stall and I yank an injection a jab out of my loadout there's some drug that's one of the drugs is like a
tranquilizer.
Yeah, tranquilizer. Yeah, and I zap him with that.
Okay, so your loadout will give you 1 dice for that. I don't think this falls under being a face because you're not like socially interacting. You're like actually just subduing them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've got cyberware that might help you.
I do not.
Okay, so you're basing this on 1 dice then.
You got this.
Oranges.
Oh,
I don't think I have this.
Yes.
Well,
you bum rush him, you pull out the thing, you go to jab him. This guy is like a trained security guard. He grabs your wrist, he turns it around, you take 1 harm as he like twists your wrist around and gets you in a kind of lock position with your arm behind your back.
Can I get like my drone out to zap him?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to pull out, is this like a micro drone with just 2 functions?
Yeah, the micro drone.
And one of the functions is a weapon?
Yes.
Yes, you can mark 1 loadout and you can send your drone out to do that. And you can roll 2 dice for that, unless you want to also use cyberware.
Should I use cyberware, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At this
use
stage,
whatever you can.
Yeah, we need every chance of success.
Okay, so your control rig, so that'll give you 3 dice. Okay, so you'll take edge. But yes, just as Tia kind of gets twisted around, her arm behind her back, and she gets pushed against the wall, and the guy's leaning down as if he's just about to like talk into his comm. This little bzzz fly comes down from the air vent, and there's just a crack and a flash, and the guy just kind of like seizes up and starts like quivering and like falls to the floor, writhing kind of backwards and forwards. And he lets you go, Tia.
Okay, I think he'll be down for it. Like, I can get out the vent now. I'm just gonna be like with Tia now, and I should just go back to the comms room, shouldn't I?
So I have a look at this guy,
Yes.
who I assume is like unconscious at this point.
Yeah, he's like tasered.
I just like I take off his jacket and like stick it over mine.
Okay.
And
With the security, you take all of his stuff, as in his walkie-talkie and stuff.
yeah, we're gonna do a little impersonation.
Okay.
So I put on all his gear that fits me. And I start escorting Colin back to the
maintenance
office.
room, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna put ties on him, and then put like gag his mouth, and then put like an out of order sign
Okay,
on
so
the bathroom.
spend one more loadout to like tie him up with stuff that he won't break out of. Well, you're street, so you're comfort, so you probably got like proper handcuffs that you can handcuff him to the radio
Yeah.
and stuff like that, yeah.
Then gag him as well, so he doesn't scream or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And just put that out of order.
he's been tasered
sign
and gagged.
in
He might suffocate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, these things happen.
Acceptable
casualties
losses.
of war.
While they're doing that, sci-fi, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like looking around casually, not trying to get in trouble.
Okay, do you want to give me one dice roll? Because you're just like sneaking around looking.
5.
Yeah, you're able to locate you're able to pinpoint the location of the office. The office is being used by the investigation team. You can see that it's been like scrawled on the, well, it's not scrawled on the doors, it's probably like a holographic display over the doors, indicating that this is like the special investigations unit. So you know the location where they're being posted in the building. You obviously don't have access to the room or that section of the hallway because you do not have like security clearance or anything like that, but you managed to find out where in the building it's located, which is up on the first floor, or second floor if you're American.
I think I found the destination. I tell that to the group.
Boris, this guy is now like taking off his leather gloves and he's like stood up and walking around the back of you, which is making you feel kind of nervous. You know, Anatoly, for someone who is here on legitimate business, your pulse rate is a little high.
Yes, sir. These sorts of situations make me nervous.
Puts his hand on the chair behind you and leans in down behind your ear from behind. You're sweating, Anatoly. Is there something perhaps you want to tell me?
No, sir. And I would like to, since I've already kind of got access to his things, I'm going to try to kill his comms and then jab him with a sedative.
We're just gonna put this whole building to sleep.
At this stage we just gotta take a swing.
Okay, so you 1 dice for loadout and then plus your normal stuff. So 5 dice. Oh, you don't take edge.
Baby!
Wow.
Alright, Jesus loves this plan.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just jinxed it.
Quick as lightning, you kind of just like shut down the transmission from his brain. You turn around and just like jab him in the neck with like a micro needle that you had on your fingers. Instantly, his eyes just go wide, and then his pupils dilate, and he just like falls over and stumbles on the floor.
Yep. And while I'm at it, while he's out, since he's got the eyes and the neural implants, I'm gonna try to essentially delete my face from hopefully his memory, so that way he can't like share footage of me. It's only like purely word of mouth.
Okay, that sounds very difficult. I think you have one less dice than normal for that. But you can pull something out of your loadout. Your custom program would work for this, maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I'm essentially using my custom program as like the magic key.
Right, okay. Well, that'll negate the one less dice. So then you would still have 4 dice. But you're risking heat with this using your stuff, you know. You don't have to. You got him unconscious there, you don't have to.
Alright, fine. I'll just I'll kind of ruffle through his pockets and swipe any access cards or credentials or whatever he's got.
Yeah, I mean, you can drag him over and use his wrist to open the door. So you would scan the wrist and that would open up.
Okay, yeah, and then I'll spend another loadout to kind of do this same thing and kind of zip tie and.
Okay, so your luxury, so yours is going to be like heavy duty welded cuffs that they would need like I don't know, bolt cutter, something heavier than bolt cutter. It's probably like a welding torch or something like that to get it open.
Fuck yeah, I'll tie him up and yeah.
Okay, yeah, he is going nowhere. Yeah.
Fuck yeah! All right, cool. Okay, so now I'll over the comms will be like, all right, I'm finally out. Okay, Sci-Fi's got the location. I'm heading there now.
Well, if you meet up with me and Colin, I could escort you guys. And maybe it would just look like I'm escorting some people of interest or something.
Yeah, if anything, Sci-Fi could potentially. Yeah.
Because I'm
I like that idea.
Security now.
Yeah, we're over the main obstacles now. Like now all it takes is just getting us into there and doing my thing.
Okay, so use me up. You're going to pretend to be escorting them into where they need to go.
Yeah, just to kind of make us not look.
Okay, and you all meet up where Sci-Fi is. I don't know if Sci-Fi is going to go with them since you can infiltrate so well on your own anyway. But you are going to meet up there, and you're outside the investigations department, the floor, the offices that they are using. There is like a small security barrier set up. It's just like a guard with a scanner unit. You can see he's like Corp Sec security, so he's got kind of light body armor, like an ump or something like that, hanging around his chest. And clearly augmented eyes that are like scanning people as they come to and through, although there's not a lot of people going in and out of this area.
Can I join as well?
Yeah, you're with them, that's what I sound.
Okay. Am I better bringing out a drone to just kind of...
You still have that same drone?
Yeah.
You didn't declare the second function it can do, so it can do like another thing.
Okay. I don't have to roll a dice, do I? Because it's
well, when you want it to do something, you'll need to roll a dice.
Right, okay.
That's once you decide what it can do.
So, what do we want it to do? Do we want it to let us past, or?
Well, yeah, but it's a guy.
Our ultimate goal is just getting them to where they need to go.
So do we want to just like sorry, because I was just at the toilet, so
yeah.
Hence I missed that part. So do we just want to get like it to share some information with us, or?
It's a guy, it's not an android.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a guy with cyber eyes that's scanning us, so we need to get past him.
Okay. Can I do something to his eyes with the drone?
Yeah. What's you mean like short circuit them or something?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that comes under like a skill for the drone. So yeah, you can have your little thumbnail-sized drone do that.
Okay, cool.
2 dice and a third if you want to use control rig.
Okay, I can probably use 3 dice for this.
You will not take edge because that's the drone.
Woot.
Yes, your tiny little drone, just like a little fly, zzz, goes around, and the guy goes like that to kind of like slap it at the side of his eye. And as he does, there's just like a little spark, and the kind of light in the center of his pupils that was kind of orangey red goes dim, and immediately you can see him like stand up straight as if he's trying to pretend nothing's wrong, and then he starts like whispering to himself. What do you guys want to do?
While he's sort of not disoriented, but while he's preoccupied with that, I just kind of walk these guys swiftly past him and just give him the head nod.
You want to roll a dice for that for me? You can use your pheromones if you want.
I was gonna say I'll also use my pheromones. I got 2 in that. So.
Yeah, so 3.
Mother.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to take heat.
Okay.
So he's stretching his hand and he's about to kind of like stop you, but you can see he's hesitant because and you're trained to throw screws and that kind of stuff. You probably get the idea that he doesn't want to show vulnerability, weakness at this point because he literally can't see you. But you can hear him like whispering in his mic where he's kind of like, I have a situation at the entry point here.
Do you know who I am? Can you not see this badge?
Yes, ma'am, sir. No, I need some further verification if you could just wait a moment.
I don't have time to deal with you. I just keep walking.
He reaches out a hand to like grab you to stop you, but he completely misses you and just hits midair. He raises his voice and he's like, "Sir, please, ma'am, stop." But you manage to walk on. He can't chase after you, doesn't know where you are.
There, he's all like half blind.
Okay.
Yeah, I just carry on walking with like. I know what I'm doing. I just walk with confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're walking down the corridor, another security guard comes along from the other end and is kind of doing a brisk walk. He gives you a look as he passes, but he just continues past. You just can see a number of offices. There's like 2 on either side of you. The ones on the left are all kind of like glass wall open. You can see a number of people that are in there and they're having some sort of meeting. There's like a holographic display up and they're pointing at various things. And on the other side there's 2 doors and those are like solid walls. There's windows in the doors. And one of them is labelled lead investigator.
Ooh, do we want to hit that one or?
And then,
I'm just thinking, is there someone in lead investigator?
and sorry, at the end of the corridor will be an elevator.
Well, I have like cyber ears. Can I listen to see if I can hear anybody in that office?
You can indeed. Roll the dice for your cyber ears.
Let's see, what do I have?
Face will also count because it's like listening and stuff.
Yep, I've got 2 for my ears.
Okay, so 3 in total. Okay, so you won't take edge. Yes, you can hear them having a discussion and they're talking about how they can orchestrate things to indicate the short activists. They're like bringing up potential suspects, but the way they're bringing it up, it sounds like they're trying to decide which one they prefer to nominate as a suspect rather than which one they actually believe is the most likely suspect.
Right, they're picking out who make the best patsy.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm sharing this with the other guys.
Well, I mean, that could be potentially useful. I mean, our goal here is to make sure that we're not connected to the bombing at all, but maybe we could help them make that decision.
I'm also going to say that with your super sensitive ears, you can pick up the distinct heavy bass of like hard bass music playing in the lead investigator office.
Oh God.
Motherfucker. Vadim Bliat.
Yeah, so
I'm
we just went down.
wondering if I should go in playing the part of whatever officer I'm playing.
I mean, I was gonna say that's risky, but this whole situation is risky.
Yeah, I think we're past the point of risk being the problem.
But also, you're literally the face, so if anything, you might actually have like
Pull it
the
off.
best chance to pull this off.
Well, and I could zap them with my pheromones as well, maybe to make me a little more believable.
Yeah, you can hear like
Yeah,
the
maybe.
jingle of the guards around the corner back the way you came as well.
Yeah, might
Yeah, I think I'm going in.
Just you? Or are you just going in first?
Well, I'll go in first, and hopefully these guys buy it. If not, then I might need the other guys.
I did not have a hard bass clip because I forgot until like 5 minutes before we began. Yeah, you open the door and it's not booming loud, but someone's definitely got headphones on and they're listening to like Russian hard bass. And there's this kind of grotty looking character with a black and turquoise hoodie, you know, big coloured specs, and he's got all these AR displays spinning around him. And he kind of looks like he's sort of playing video games in amongst it while he's got this data spinning around him at the same time. And when you walk in, he's kind of startled and he jumps up with his feet that were on the desk and sort of stands up and then sits down and then sort of half stands up again.
Excuse me, what are you doing in here?
Well, I'm Vadim, I'm investigator.
Vadim, eh?
You're not AlphaSoft?
Neither are you.
I am. I'm lead investigator, specialist terrorist unit.
I'd like to see some identification.
I don't have to give identification to you.
I'll just call this in. Get some more info. See if somebody can give me more info on you.
You do what you want. And he sits down and he starts like flicking AR things around again. And he's like flicking through different like animal videos on one corner. And he's got like a FPS game playing in the other corner.
Well, perhaps you'd like to speak to my colleagues that are outside.
If they have information, yes.
So, do I know Boris's relation to Vadim?
I mean, I don't think I ever brought it up.
Yeah, probably not.
Wait, so I'll call the other guys in, Boris and Colin.
Leave per sci-fi in the hole.
I've got some information for you, Vadim.
Oh, yes, and his eyes just kind of lock with Boris as Boris enters the room.
I am immediately hacking this son of a bitch.
It's in regards to the tall list people.
Vadim like stands up, knocks over his chair, spills a coffee off the desk, and eat the blat as he sees Boris.
Yeah, I'm immediately trying to just cut off any sort of communication with the outside world, anywhere outside of this room.
I mean, you could just pull out a signal jammer to do that if you wanted.
Oh yeah, fuck! Why do I forget that that's a thing?
So just load out. It's illegal though, so it brings heat. So maybe someone else would want to do it.
Well, I suppose since my key is at 2, I will do it.
Okay. Alright, you pull out a signal jammer, disabling any communications from in and out this room. You see Vadim as he stands up, exclaims and starts waving his arms around, and all these just red exclamation marks start popping up in all the programs around him. Oh, you bastard!
Now, there is Nicky, the tallest. Now, he's been doing some amount of, let's just say, some amount of crap around this city. And he is the one that is connected to all the bad stuff that's happening.
Vadim
Nicky
doesn't even seem to be paying attention to her. Is he just kind of like scanning around the room and like edging away around to one side as if he's going to go for the door?
Nah. Boris will stand in front of him, make sure, block whatever.
Between him and the door?
Yeah. Block whatever escape route he thinks of.
I hollered to Tiam to maybe the tranquilizer, maybe?
Yeah, do I still have it since it didn't... Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to do that because we need him...
Yeah. Maybe for voice.
But do I still have it since technically I didn't use it? I mean, I assume it
No, because you would have like knocked out your hand and stuff when he twisted your wrist and that.
Right.
Yeah, but you should have at least another dose because it comes with 2 doses when it comes to drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose somebody?
No, it's XX, yeah.
Simon.
Did I miss anything important? Did anyone die yet?
You blew something up, we think.
And no one died because you weren't here. That won't happen until you come back.
Yeah, no, we're just trying to clean up the heat afterwards.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I should be able to take the day off next Monday, but I don't know if I'd be able to do the Monday after that.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you don't need to be here for everyone. It was just because that one, because of the way it was ending.
Yeah, we're right.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. So you had Vadim in the office. He's kind of like looking around for a way out, I guess. The 4 of you kind of like have him trapped in this room. What do you want to do?
I want him to put a wanted on Nicky Lachey, the tallest leader.
Nicky Lachey. Is that what you're calling the guy that you originally called Callum?
Yeah, he's called Nicky Lachey because he's changed his name.
Right, okay.
Callum's like his street name?
So he's like...
He's for the tallest. He's in the
yeah,
tallest.
he's the tallest, yeah.
The leader.
He's just like, he's not taking his eyes off Boris to occasionally kind of flick his eyes back and forth around the room.
Come on now, cousin.
Put it out there.
He like starts muttering like insults and Russian under his breath.
Yeah, Boris definitely responds.
And you can see it is the tallest group that have done this, and we know it is. So why aren't you putting them out there as an all wanted?
Like, why should I listen to anything any of you say?
Because I'm an upstanding human being.
Well, because of the 2 of us, Vadim, only one of us has sold our souls to the corporations.
Only one of us has the skills to sell our souls.
Yes, and the other one has a bullet. So, cousin, if you would kindly do this very nice favor, we will make sure that I keep the bullet and you don't receive it.
He looks back at you, Colin. Finally, as if he's like kind of like listening to you for the first time. So what is it you want, short one?
Well, it really is the tallest to blame in all of this situation. So I think you need to just put Nicky Lachey and his team are wanted. All of the heat should go on them because
for what? For the bomb?
Yeah, they were the ones that are connected to it all.
Who cares about that? They're going to pin it on the half pints anyway.
No, they are not. You're going to put the wanted sign and you're going to put it out for the tallest. Do I make myself clear?
And if I'm to do this for you, what's in it for me?
We will owe you a favour when you can come to us
He, like,
for a favour.
He like spits on the floor. Like, this bastard cousin of mine, he already owes me.
I owe you many things, Vadim. I owe you many things. Most of them involve pain.
And this is the first time the rest of you hear, like, that they're actually, these two know each other.
Right.
No, I think it is in your best interest to do us this one act of kindness.
He looks towards the other three of you. Do you know what kind of scumbag it is you're working with here? Why would you trust anything he says? Did he even tell you why he brought you here?
Of course.
We're
Why
aware of what kind of scumbag he is.
Hey, no.
You got the full deets.
Very well, I guess you don't leave me many options. And he does a kind of pressing in the midair with his fingers, he's typing something. But I cannot access anything while the jammer is in place.
Oh, yeah. No, that's actually not a problem, and I will jab him with the sedative.
Okay, roll for that. 1 dice.
Good.
You jab him with the sedative, the needle breaks against his skin, and he flashes you that evil smirk that you've seen so many times when he just has like a surprise up on you.
Motherfucker.
Counter punch, and he like smacks the upside of your jaw with his palm, and it feels super strong, Boris, and you go like flying and crash into the wall, take 1 harm.
Okay, I'm gonna use but can I use like a drone to then oh, have you used your medication yet on him?
Medication.
My pheromones?
Yeah.
Medication.
Yeah, I went in with my pheromones going.
Oh yeah, so you did. Can I do something that's the same? Can I do like a sort of stun thing or something?
Yeah, I mean you can pull like a stun gun, a taser, you could do a drone, you could have shot gloves. I mean, you can be inventive here.
Okay, can I do like the what's called the drone with the taser, with the mini drone again?
Okay, yeah, so a mini drone with 2 functions. One of them being a taser. Okay, so you can roll a 3 dice if you want to use your cyberware as well. So I think you'll take edge for that one.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take heat because you send them over to Buzz, but because the jammer... No, you didn't lift the jammer actually, did you?
No.
Yeah, you pull your little drone and it flies over, and it zaps him, but just as it zaps him, he like punches a big black button that's at the side of the wall, and immediately you can hear like a ringing klaxon, and then he just kind of like convulses and falls on the floor.
Okay, can I with the what's
does sci-fi want to do anything?
Yeah.
What can I do?
He's now tasered and the alarm is sounded. You guys know there's at least two security guards outside. One of them is blind. So what do you want to do? And you just haven't actually changed the records yet, so.
Yeah.
We haven't changed the record?
You haven't changed the records yet.
Not yet.
Does one of us want to change the record? Can you change the record for us?
I'll get to that, but you know, Glim. Whatever sci-fi wants to do.
You could attack the guys in the hall, you could sneak out, you could fortify the door, you could make an escape exit.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for escape exit.
Do you want to look for
You don't
one,
have
or
to
do you
say.
want to create one?
Look for one, and if one's not big enough, I'm gonna make one.
Okay, give me a dice roll. You can add any cyber where it's applicable, like eyes or something like that if you've got them.
None of that.
Okay, so just roll one dice just to look around.
5. It's a 5 day.
So there's a window, and it's one of those kind of very thick plexiglass windows, but it does open from the inside, although you'd have to like snap the lever bit on it to open it up fully. You are up on the second floor, so you're a bit higher up. And outside is just like the main street, which is just, you know, full of traffic and pedestrians and such. But you could easily jump out of the window.
Found one.
Oh boy.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to try to, like, you know, take like whatever cords I have and try to plug myself literally into Vadim and try to essentially take his credentials.
Okay. So you're using him as like the conduit.
More or less, yeah.
Right. Okay then.
And then I'll signal, like, just cut the jammer because, you know, he's out now.
All right, give me a roll.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and do everything I can. So cyber, you know, deep dive if I can.
Something from your loadout.
Yeah. Oh, I guess ID spoofer or.
I mean, whatever
Wait,
type of program you think is going to help you get to what you need to get to.
Yeah, yeah, spoof avatar, yeah. So let's see, 3 cyber, then deep dive as well.
If you're going to go jacked in, sure, that'll be 6 days.
Holy shit! Okay, so if I fuck this up, like, God didn't want this to happen. And I don't take edge.
You don't need any of it except the first days.
Yeah, okay, but you know, listen, man.
Yeah, so you have to go through all the kind of lewdness of Vadim's sort of like home setup, and its like internal hub before you get into like the host. But you can see he is not only hooked up directly to the AlphaSoft host, he is also hooked up to the SMK host, which is on a kind of quiet encoded line.
This double dealing son of a bitch. I'm definitely copying the evidence of this.
Of the connection?
Yeah, of this, yeah, like SMK connection between him.
So he's already kind of has direct access to the node that you need to get into. So all you've got to do is kind of like crack it open.
Yeah, for sure.
But obviously being a Megacorp, you'll have 1 dice less. And because you're jacked in and there'll be black ice around, any harm you take is going to be like physical.
Well, you know, go big or go home.
Okay, Grandpa.
So that is going to be edge because 3 of them are your thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 6 will do it for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll
I guess because you know Vadim's stuff, so you're able to get past his encoding fairly easily. You know the kind of tricks he employs and the techniques that he prefers to use. And you're able to get into it quite quickly, and you have full access to like the case's files. You can see that this wasn't the primary case he was working on. This is just a kind of cover operation that he's here in charge of.
Yeah. I'm getting the feeling that they weren't actually hunting for us. They were looking for a patsy.
Yeah, you can see he has been doing some research into other hacktivists and has been tracing them. And there is a large list of names, and some of those names have been like scored out.
Oh, this rotten bastard. Okay. Well, I'll let's see. I guess we are wanting to pin this on the tallists.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll I'll add a little sensation into it. Obviously, record any sense of Megacorp involvement, and I'll disseminate that to the public later on, I guess.
Do you want to roll to see how convincing your evidence is?
Yeah, sure. How many dice?
Same as before.
So 5.
Oh, that's a
Oh
crit.
my God.
Okay, yeah, that is going to... Nobody is going to be able to tell that that's fake. Not even under close scrutiny.
Down with the capitalist dogs!
Yeah, they're firmly going to place blame on the tallists. And nobody's going to be able to question that.
Yeah, and I'm, of course, gonna let everybody know that the Megacorps were trying to blame the innocent people of the shorter people of the city. And I think that's really all we need to do now.
So while Boris is kind of lying there unconscious beside the convulsing body of Vadim, you can hear like somebody jostling the door trying to get in. So what do you three want to do?
Is there any exits in
the window.
building?
Yeah.
Let's go out the window then.
Yep, window.
You three want to jump out the window and leave Boris on the floor?
We can drag him out the window.
Had him plugged in.
That would unplug him, which would cause him harm. But you can do that.
How much harm is it going to cause him? 1 harm? How many harm have you got, Boris?
Just make a decision.
Okay, let's just drag him. Yeah. Can't leave him here.
Okay, Boris, well, you're going to take 3 harm.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You're linked up to a Megacorp host while you're doing this, and it's through your nemesis as well, so that's 3.
Yeah, no, that fills up my harm.
You just, it fills up your harm?
Yeah, I was at 3 before.
You done killed him.
Yeah, he's dead.
Shit.
Yes!
Yeah, just in the last second, Boris has just taken a microsecond to admire the quality of his work. No one's ever going to get this out. And not only that, he's thinking Colin is going to be so happy that we've successfully blamed on the tallest. And then just his intense screeching pain as he's like yanked out into the real world. And just like this, the spinal fluid from the back of his neck just comes spilling out the port as you just yank him out and pull him out the window with you.
As the light leaves my eyes, I just hear the Soviet anthem.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You just jump out the window, you just hit the ground. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot one thing. If you have loadout, Boris, you can spend it on like armor to negate damage.
Yeah, I think you should just do that. Yeah.
You think so? Should I?
It's probably a good idea.
Sure, we'll say like under my technician's disguise, I'll have like a small like bulletproof, just light armor.
Well, the type of armor it'd be armor that insulates you against like dump shock.
I guess that would make sense too, because I am dealing with Vadim, so I probably would have had that fourth thought.
For each loadout you spend on armor, you can reduce it by 1 harm.
I don't know. I'll keep it interesting. I'll spend 1 loadout on it. So
okay, so it doesn't quite kill you. It's just excruciatingly painful.
Yeah, there you go.
Your mind is like scrambled. You're drooling. You're bleeding out the back of your head.
I'm sorry, man.
No worries. I'm alive.
The door bursts open. You leap out the window. You hit the pavement. Boris is like, bleh, just like vomits all over you.
Okay, I'm still gonna use like a loadout for like a car.
1's not gonna be enough if you all want to fit into it.
I have 2 loadouts, so who has another 2 loadouts so that it can be a
I've
car?
got 2 left.
Okay, so we can just like get a 4-seater. So
you're both on you're comfort, aren't you?
Lost.
And street.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a kind of shitty, low-end, cheap rental kind of car vehicle that you'll be in.
What about comfort? Would that not give a wee bit?
Yeah, it's
better
not
than
complete
that?
clap trap, death trap.
Yeah,
Which it would have
okay.
been, or it might even been like a stolen vehicle if it's street. But this is
Okay.
actually a vehicle that you've like got. Yes, it's going to be parked right there on the street. You dive across, dragging Boris with you as you go. You see the guard up at the window. You can see his head tilted like he's communicating, and he aims his ump down at the three of you and lets out, a burst of bullets.
All right, let's hope I don't take any hits whatsoever.
So, do any of you want to do anything when you see the guard doing this out the window?
Can I do anything?
You can't. You're fucked.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What's the guard doing at the window? Sorry, I
Aiming
didn't hear.
his semi-auto machine gun at you.
Oh, I just like speed away.
Okay, you're fleeing. Does Sci-Fi and Tia want to do anything to the guard to prevent him shooting you?
Can I throw something at him?
You can indeed. What would you like to throw at him?
Shuriken.
Is that special shuriken in any way, or is it just a shuriken?
It is, well, since it's 3, I wanted 3 special things. Yeah, special shuriken. Well, hold on. Yeah, special shuriken.
Okay, so what do you want it to do?
Once it impacts, it short circuit. It pretty much stuns him.
Okay, so it sticks into him and then shocks, electrifies him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have 1 dice for that. You can have second dice for infiltrator because it sounds like an infiltrator kind of weapon. And then if you've got cyberware, that applies.
8.
Okay, so take a heat. You're going to throw the shuriken, strikes him in the neck, just like sticks into his neck, his whole body just like sparking, just waves of like yellow electricity all over his body. The gun kind of just lets off into the air, and he like falls out of the window and tumbles to the street.
Alright. Anything else?
And we flee.
Do you want to roll 1 dice for me, Colin, since you're driving? And you've got 1 dice for your car. You can add your control rig if you want. Okay, so you won't take edge. You tear off down the street in this not very good but serviceable vehicle. Yeah, I mean, it's downtime, the traffic's not good. Let's see you take another heat, Colin. Just for like running lights, going through sensors, beeping your horn repeatedly and like knocking wind mirrors off other vehicles. Generally drawing a lot of attention to yourself as you're just trying to clear distance between you and the building. Where are you headed?
Probably as far as we can. Just like out of there.
Do you have a location in mind?
Out of the city.
So out into the wastelands?
Should we be in the wasteland?
I'll have connections in the wasteland, like safe houses.
Yeah, we'll just go to a safe house that
Okay, so you tear off, taking yourself a mile or two around the city before you veer to the outer edges, through the barriers and out into the wasteland. I mean, nobody really cares about you leaving the city so much as they do coming in. And you find yourselves on the dusty gravel roads that are, barely held together by streaks of tarmac and asphalt. It's a rocky ride.
So...
Poor Boris is like leaking from all kinds of orifices in his body as this very uncomfortable, bumpy ride into the toxic wasteland.
The whole time just mumbling like he's drunk.
Okay, I'm gonna give what's called the boogeyman a call.
Sure, and the familiar black avatar with just like 2 like thin red eyes shows up with the modulated voice and it asks you the coded question once more.
Lucky 19.
I can confirm that the target has been annihilated.
Oh, nice. Then what's called, because we give you 2 creds, then there's the 2 creds again, as in for like that was the 4 creds. I mean, So.
I appreciate the business, C19.
No problem. There may be more. you never know.
Of course, my services are always available.
Thank you. Good friend.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas is annihilated. He's gone. He's dead.
Woo!
Hooray.
So everyone can clear all their heat.
I was
Yay!
so glad about that because I was up at 5 heat, so I was like, oh my god.
It was 5 heat this entire fucking session. And now
Yeah.
I'm at 5 harm.
No.
5
you said-
harm, 3
Did
edge.
you say that we have to pay like her rent, wasn't it?
So Tia,
Yeah.
where is it you're taking them to out in the wasteland?
My mother's house.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, so Little House on the Prairie, which is basically this dilapidated old apartment block, sat on what may have once been a housing complex, but may also have been a blast site at some point, judging by the destruction around it.
You know, she does what she can with the place.
The singular standing barefaced building among all the ruins and rubble.
So I'm gonna contact the shortists and say you're welcome because you know how the tallists are wanted.
Okay, you call up the shorts activist, and when they speak to you, they're like, "What do you mean we're welcome? Did you make a,
The
a donation?"
tallest, Nikki Lishy is now wanted, and his team.
For legitimate reasons, I assume.
Yes, we snitched on them. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, this will raise your reputation with the shortists, so you're more able to get favours off of them should you need it.
What's called in the next couple of weeks, do you guys have any work that you can pass our way?
As a matter of fact, we might be in the requiring the services of a runner team. I'll give you the contact number of someone who can reach out to you.
Oh, thank you.
Does anyone have anything they want to pay to clear, whether it's hiding out in the wastelands?
Yes, I would like to pay my rent.
Oh yeah, you can just pay your rent. You're gonna
Right,
have to do that
that's
anyway.
2 cred.
Yeah, I literally can't afford to clear anything else after rent.
How much does
Interesting.
it cost to clear edge?
It's 2 creds to clear any of the tracks.
Yeah, I want to clear my edge.
Okay, so you need this at doctor.
Did we get creds off this?
No.
job?
No.
Okay.
Oh, we did get creds off this, but
This was a fucking pro bono job.
This is my
Damn, I
own
knew I could have
creds.
used my
This
secondary.
is my own creds from like last week.
So, the only thing I think Boris may have forgotten is in the last time Boris did grab data out of the AlphaSoft node. He didn't know what it was. You just grabbed it before you fled.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, I did forget about that.
Yeah, I thought you forgot about that. So if you want, you can put that up for auction to try and recoup some money.
Can we say that I did that before my brain got scrambled?
I'm sure. Do you want to roll a d4? And we'll see how many credits you got.
Absolutely.
By the way,
D4.
by the way, we got work from the shortists
Okay.
as well.
Yeah,
so-
they'll set you up for your next job. You get 2 creds for the data that you stole previously.
Yay.
Oh, do we get 2 creds each, or does
No,
No, he got 2 creds.
Oh, right, okay.
This was just pay data that I stole last time, and I completely forgot about it until now. So yay! Now I can pay rent and heal myself, but I
Okay, so
did too much else after that.
2 of you want to heal.
Yeah, I want to go to the doctor.
You need
get
this for
the
stabilizers. Okay.
Yeah.
Does Tia or Sci-Fi need to spend money to do anything?
I'm so broke I can't pay attention.
Have you got
I
enough?
have
I'm so
zero.
broke I can't pay rent.
Right, okay. So you were at street level before?
I'm street level.
Mm-hmm.
You're both at street
We're
level?
both
Okay, so it's probably a good thing you're out here at your mother's house because you're now both homeless.
Yeah.
And you both still owe a rent. And you're both going to take one heat.
I assume that's like our landlord.
Yes.
Or the gangs that just say that they're your landlord.
Yes. Whatever distinction you can make between that. But fortunately, you're out here at Tia's mom's house, and she's going to try and feed you as best you can, as long as you like irradiated lettuce.
Nice.
I think for fear of dying from radiation poisoning, I think I'm just going to abstain.
I'm
It
gonna
gives it a
abstain
nice
as
zing,
well.
to be honest.
I am literally can't. I will die in a stiff breeze.
So there is a local, I guess you could call him a doctor, called Monroe. And he kind of like travels between the different settlements in the wasteland to treat people with ailments as best he can. You know, he's quite browbeaten. He's not a very pessimistic doctor when you meet him. And when you come to him, Colin, and you just ask for stabilizers, you know, he actually looks like he's perking up a little bit. He's like, oh, so you're not dying?
No, I just need stabilizers.
Oh, yes, the stabilizers I can do. And he pulls out this very... Usually they're kind of like glowing green almost, but the little vial he pulls out is a very weak, dark-looking green. So yes,
Okay.
yes, 2 creds. This should keep you going for a while. And
I checked the expiry date on that.
Imagine the label with expiry date's been like rubbed off.
Oh,
Worn from exposure.
It's like rotted off, yeah.
I gotta take what I can.
Yes, he'll inject you with that, and that will clear your edge.
Next.
He looks over at you, Boris, and he's like, oh. He goes back into that kind of dour mood.
Uh,
Oh, you don't look so good, my boy.
I could taste my thoughts.
Well, that might be one of the better signs. He like takes his middle finger and like roots around in your port in the back of your head. And you can feel the numb sense of his finger, the pressure on the back of your brainstem. And he pulls his finger out and like licks the finger.
Oh.
Okay. Well, the good news is you don't have mercury leaking into your bloodstream. So I think we can probably do something for you here today. And he seems to have a little bit of a smile about him.
Okay.
Do you have 2 credits to pay him?
Yep.
Okay.
Wouldn't you know it? It's my last 2.
Well, thankfully, son, it's not going to be your last 2. You will live to earn more.
God, I hope so.
He takes a lot of what you hope is sterilised cotton wool swabs to the back of your brain and kind of like seals up the patch. And then he administers a cocktail of drugs to you over the course of several hours, just kind of slowly leaking into you. There's a lot more kind of care and attention paid to you, although the quality of the stuff he's using doesn't look as good as the other docs. But he definitely has a bedside manner that you're not accustomed to.
Oh, that's nice.
And he makes you feel relaxed and attentive, and he talks to you about his journeys and people he's attended to and that kind of thing. Tia, you'll notice that there's not as many people kind of hanging around this area as even the last time you were here.
Uh-oh. What's up with the neighborhood, Mum?
Those damn gangers have been by again. Killed 3 of the neighbours last time. I tried to bury them, but the ground's just so hard. Their bodies are still lying out on the outskirts.
That explains the smell.
You say as there's like meat cooking on the barbecue.
Oh, look, there's one of them now.
I don't suppose you and your friends are in any condition to help with that situation.
Do you know what gang it was?
Glim, did you come up with a name for any gangs?
Oh. No.
Wasn't there one like the Black Hand or something?
That was the anarchists, the
Oh
Black
yeah.
Fist. I do have a gang here called the Wallside Brokers.
Damn.
And they're a bunch of city edge punks and smugglers who kind of come from the city wall edge, which is why they're called Wallside. And they tend to venture out in the wasteland and just cause havoc.
No real purpose, just being
Just
thugs.
wreaking havoc.
Wreaking havoc, looting, pillaging. Sometimes they'll take people into slavery.
Okay, let's get rid of them.
Of course, Tia's mother and the people living here have nothing to their name to offer you. Except good feelings.
Ah, the joy of being an activist.
So, I mean, you can work for the other activists and get paid next time, or you can choose to pro bono these guys. You can do them in either order if you want as well.
I think work for the activists first to get some money.
Yeah, sorry, Mom, but I think we have to take a paid job first.
I mean, she has no expectations of you actually doing anything anyway, so she's just going to sigh like, yes, I understand.
Don't worry, whenever Executioner pops up again, we'll just sell him out.
That's probably going to be an option.
I fully predict that he's gonna do something that's gonna be like, all right, yeah, no, there's no coming back from this.
It'd be really handy if we could just park him at my mom's house and leave him there while we go do other
So he can
stuff.
murder all the mutants.
Yeah, no.
no, wait, no.
He'd come back and he'd be like, oh yeah, gangers.
Yeah, totally, guys. While he's wearing
good
your
point.
mom's face.
Oh yeah, because he wears the faces as well.
You're like, grandmother, why is your bones metallic?
Yeah, he's going to bring hell on earth down on him next time he shows up.
For sure.
Which will probably be here at your mother's house, because that's probably where we will start next time. Because you guys will need to stay here because you don't have very much left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also means any kind of loadout you to pull out until you've paid your rent is going to be real junk.
Right.
What's called? I generously give. I have 1 cred left, so I generously give Tia my last cred.
Favoritism.
I'm just giving her my last cred because it means that she doesn't pull out any rubbish. So, and she's the face.
Well,
so it's always good to have her. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
give
but-
it to you, Sci-Fi, if I had to, but I'll give it to Tia so she can pay her rent. That means she doesn't have to have heat, doesn't it, as well?
That's
She
true,
doesn't-
yes, she will not have heat if she can use that pay rent.
Yeah, so she doesn't get her heat. I'm sorry, I only have 1 credit.
Oh,
If I
you're
had two-
fine.
Okay. I get
Yeah.
I had to choose, and what's called Tia gave us like shelter just now, so I think that was
Next
just,
time,
like, me
someone needs
being nice.
shurikens, you know where to look.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to be that guy, but you did almost kill me, so I think, a little credits thrown my way every now and again would be nice.
yeah, but you're fine. You just got like some software
You're fine.
It's all right.
A little death don't hurt nobody.
I literally died, came back, and you're like, hey, you're all right.
Yeah, but you got like you got medication and like I'm what's called. We don't want to pull out some crap for she's the face. So.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you. But
But yeah,
Sorry,
Sci-Fi's now
if I
has a
had
goal to pay his bills.
Yep.
if I had 2, I would have given you the other one as well. But...
Well, I'd say like the next time you're on a job, you're probably just got a bit more incentive to try and dig a little harder for extra pay from something that you can steal or sell or whatever.
for sure.
And probably
Which is why I'm trying to keep a hold of that potential blackmail evidence and shit like that all the time.
Well, it's always in our best interest if we have like spare ones and then someone's in trouble to like help them out, isn't it? So It's just pity I never had to. So.
Well, thank you. That does help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to start another kind of section at this point because it's late already.
Yeah, I think it's too late.
But we'll just pick up next time from where we are, and the robot will be with us, and that will probably bring a shitstorm on top
that'll
of you.
be. Yeah, it's gonna kick off.
Yeah.
It will primarily be focused on him because it's his heat, obviously. But you guys are caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Again. I mean, you might want to reconsider what you're doing, wandering around with a killbot.
Yeah.
It likes to set off nuclear explosions.
Literally session 1, I was like, I better keep my hacking skills up because I think I'm gonna need to use them. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, Alex can play a killbot if he wants, but if he's going to set off nuclear bombs, like, he's going to pay for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd expect the consequences if I did anything like that.
Yeah,
I was actually super. That was so fucking funny. Whenever like I died.
It's a good thing you went heavy and you had loadout.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I have a question about my character sheet.
Sure.
So I've got that cred now. Do I tick a box on rent and then untick the cred, or what's the rent boxes for?
Oh, let me look. Where the hell is it? It's one of these two. Oh wait, no, I think I've got it so you can accrue like rent. Yeah, so if you owed like 6 rent and then you owed more rent, or sorry,
Right.
if you owed like 6 rent, then you'd be kind of out.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you'd be like too much in debt.
Yep. So basically, tick the box if you owe rent.
Yes.
Which I no longer.
All right, so check a box on your rent. Got it.
Yeah, it should really say debt. I'll probably change that in future, or just remove it.
Yeah,
completely.
debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, debt works.
Yeah, and if you max out debt, obviously you owe too much debt to people, and you're going to.
So, did you give my landlord a name?
On a street one.
Yeah.
I
think if you're street, you're probably just like.
Be a corp or a gang.
Squatting some.
What kind of neighborhood do you think you live in? Do you think it's like an ethnic neighborhood or a ghetto or what?
I mean, I don't want to live in a ghetto, but it's like half. The grass is green, but there's trash on the ground, kind of thing.
Okay, so you probably owe your money to Sunnyvale Housing Limited.
Yeah.
Which is just a faceless corporation with a very happy, smiley sun face logo.
Yeah.
Which is always associated with like the grimiest kind of signs in neighborhoods that it's plastered on.
Especially because it's like faded in color and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and nobody even knows who actually owns that company, that corporation. Yeah.
Probably like a front for some larger crime syndicate.
Yeah, it's probably like way down on the subsidiary rank of things. But if you owe the money, like they come after you hard. Yeah, and it's basically like a slumlord management corp.
We can work with that. It feels like that fits with his story.
Okay, yeah, I guess that'll do for this week. It's a little shorter.
Well, I thought it was a good game.
I want to die. Kinda.
It's a pretty good game. He nearly died. I nearly got my heat maxed.
I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious. Tomorrow I had a plan for Redline tomorrow, but now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't quite make sense. So I think I'm just gonna wing it tomorrow, and we'll see what sticks.
Winging is the best. I had 2 very loose ideas what I was going to do today because I completely forgot he wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, no.
So I was like, shit, I need to have like an alternative.
Yeah,
right.
Now I'm gonna be in the similar boat.
Right, I'm gonna go because I've got a hungry cat here, and she's just like meow,
harassing you to death.
Yeah, pretty much. She
Mom,
paws.
why do you hate me?
She paws my head. She doesn't use the claws, but she paused my head to kind of
Yeah.
go like that. I want fed now.
It's like a slap.
"Wow." Yeah, it's like a
that's
slap.
cat version of a slap.
Like I said, like John is top cat, I'm bottom cat. She thinks she can just boss me about. Suki's like, she's like
She
little Miss
literally
Sam.
does boss her about.
She
Go, go, go.
directs me to the sofa. Like, see if it's a Saturday and I decide, oh, I'm going to sleep in. Oh, I can't sleep in. She will direct me to that sofa.
So what you're
Or-
saying is you've been manipulated by a cat.
Oh, yes.
She's not being manipulated. She's been absolutely directed by the cat. Like,
Yeah.
No, the cat has trained her humans very
Yeah,
well.
she has. Yeah, the
Yeah,
cat
she
trained-
basically thinks that I'm the cat and she's like the owner, and it's just
To be
like,
fair, that's like every
Yeah,
cat.
you're just the employees.
see, they're not like that
Yeah.
with me though. She doesn't do that to me at all. Neither of them
she
do.
doesn't, and they don't.
Well, they also have their favorites, I guess.
I would say Suki is more will sit beside me, and like Sibby sits beside John. So
That's pretty common too. If you got more than one cat, they
Yeah,
pick
they-
a human.
Yeah, they share you. They share
Yeah.
everything in the house.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna go because she's just like really meowing now. So.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
have a good one.
All right, guys.
Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, I'll see some of you guys tomorrow.